Very good morning. We are from Group A5 and we are going to present Enterprise Risk Management and Business Continuity Plan. Our team consists of 7 members. Our manager are Farhan Aziz, followed by me, Pishantani, as the assistant. And our team members are Siti Aida, Yasmin, Madhya, Tita Sara, and Ahmad Ashraf. Next. So for this presentation, our agenda are to present the definition and component of ERM. ERM means Enterprise Risk Management, process of ERM, strategies and skills in ERM, definition and component of BCM, Business Continuity Management, process of BCM, BCM maturity model, differences between ERM and BCM, as well as the whole summary. Next. Okay, so what is enterprise risk management? The proper definition of enterprise risk management is the process by which the organization in all industries access, control, exploit, finance, and monitor risk from all sources for the purpose of increasing the organization short and long-term value to its stakeholders. So, in simple terms, enterprise risk management in business include the method and process used by organization to manage the risk. Managers identify and prepare for the risk so that they can minimize the effect of risk. So there are mainly 4 components in enterprise risk management. Firstly, hazard. Hazard risks are risks like fires, theft, windstorm, liability, business interruption, pollution, health, and pensions. Second is financial risk. Financial risk cover the potential losses due to changes in financial market, including interest rate, foreign exchange rates, commodity prices, liquidity risk, and credit risk. Okay. Thirdly, we have operational risk. They cover a wide variety of situations, including customer satisfaction, product development, product failure, the trademark protection, corporate leadership, information technology, management fraud, and also information risk. And lastly, for strategic risk includes such factors as completion, customer preference, technological innovation, and regulatory or political impediments. Okay, so that's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter to explain on the process of ERM. Thank you.
All right, let's continue with the process of the enterprise risk management. So there is a 5-step of in process ERM. So first is identify risk. Second is assess risk. The third, a plan response strategy. The fourth is implement strategy. And lastly, monitoring and review the risk. So this process are the continuous process. Okay, let's continue. So the first one is identify the risk. So the company or each department need to identify what is their risk. And after identify, they should document it for the further assessment. So secondly is to assess the risk. So to assess the risk, we need to study and understand the impact of each risk. So did the risk is likelihood to occur or not? Sorry. And then we have to estimate the significance of the risk, whether the risk will bring the greater damage or less damage. So after we assess, and the most response that we need to take care of is the risk that have that are imminent, which is will happen soon, and the risk have a greater significance to the company. So next is the plan response strategy. After we know which risk that we need to tackle, we have to plan how to handle the risk. So there is a 4 type of the plan that most companies do, which is first, avoidance, transfer, reduction, and acceptance. That this will be explained in detail by the next presenter. Okay. The fourth is to implement the strategy. After we are taking the plan, we have to take action to handle this risk. So each department have to handle the risk and handle the plan properly. And lastly, after we have implement, we need to monitor whether the action that we take can reduce the risk, or whether the risks are still occur in the next period of time. So there's a 5 strategy of enterprise risk management. I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, next I will explain about the strategies and skills in enterprise risk management. So there are 4 strategies. First one is risk avoidance. It's the elimination of risk or activities that can negatively impact the organization. A recent example of this is the shift to working from home, which is to prevent employees from contracting COVID-19. Most organizations decided to avoid the risk of their employees getting sick. Next, risk reduction. It is a risk management technique that involves reducing the financial consequences of a loss. This encompasses a whole range of things, including reducing the severity of the loss. For example, we can see some organization, they will installing security systems or alarms to reduce the frequency of crime losses. Next, transfer. Risk transfer is a risk management and a control strategy that involves the contractual shifting of a pure risk from one party to another party. We can see the one example is the purchase of an insurance policy by which a specified risk of loss is passed from the policy holder to the insurer. In a very simple terms, if a worker is injured, the insurance company pays the cost. If a building burns down, the insurance company pays to replace it. Insurance companies charge a fee or an insurance premium for accepting this risk. Risk acceptance is a business entity classifies the risk and declares it acceptable, thus making no effort to decrease it. So that's all from me. I pass to the next presenter.
All right, I will continue about business continuity management. Okay, what is the business continuity management, which is BCM? BCM is designed to avoid or mitigate the risk and to reduce the impact of crisis, and also to reduce the time to restore condition at the state of business as usual. Meaning that BCM will plan how to avoid and recover critical function in event of business disruption. Okay, so there are many examples of risk, but I will explain about fire at the finished inventory in the warehouse. So how BCM work for the example? First, in BCM, we plan how to avoid fire happen, such as the company or organization can plan the fire safety, such as put the fire sprinkler system, which is containing water supply at the warehouse. And the second situation is, what if the fire destroy whole warehouse, meaning that all the finished inventory destroy. So in BCM also, we will plan what to do, such as provide another alternative facilities to make sure that product can proceed as usual, and business can back as usual. Next slide, please. Okay, I will explain the 4 components in BCM. The first one is the policies. Policy is executive management of the organization needs to stipulate policies to guide BCM effort to be carried out by the staff and in the organization. For example, policy requiring all business unit to appoint and assign BCM responsibility to a specific staff to participate in the organization BCM. So it means that each unit will have one staff or leader who handle BCM plan in the organization. The second one is the process. Okay, this process are set of activities which defines outcome and evaluation criteria to attain BCM policies on an ongoing basis. They include formal chain control and documentation process. Okay, for example, the process or step in handling fire incident at the warehouse must be documented so that it can include as a standard of procedure in handling that incident. The next one is the skill set. The next one is people. Okay, people is the key set of participants are crucial to the success of BCM. The role and responsibility to staff involved in the organization BCM effort should be clearly defined. This means that each of the worker who handle the certain risk must have their own role so that they will know what to do during the incident happen. Okay, the last component is infrastructure. Okay, the organization should allocate resource to support critical business function against risk event. For example, as I said earlier, company or organization must prepare the alternative facility to process the product in case incident happen. That's it for me. I will pass to next presenter.
Okay, next, I will explain about the process of business continuity management, which is there are 5 phases in process of business continuity management. Okay, so the phase 1 is project initiation, which is in this stage, we will be review the existing policies and charter, roles and responsibility, documents, plan management, and also executive supports and priorities. Okay, so most of organization have something they can use as starting point to develop a more solid plan. So to draw up a plan, the company needs to make a list of all the disruption that could affect the company's operation. Okay, so next, for the second phase is risk assessment. In this phase, the objectives are related to data collection and review of alternative action. So the identification and evaluation of this information will then enable senior management to make a decision on critical aspect of the core business. And after identifying the risk, a business impact analysis needs to be conducted because the risk assessment, which consists of risk analysis, is performed on the critical process identified during the business impact analysis stage. Therefore, the main delivery on this stage is to be identify the threat scenarios. Next, the third phase is design and development. In this phase, it needs to identify all the procedures and resources needed to begin business continuity management documentation. So, business continuity management will contain all the relevant details from the business impact analysis and the business continuity strategy phase. And a complete plan is important documents because all staff in the business unit will rely on it for direction and guidance in the event or disaster. Next is testing and exercising. Testing and exercising is needed to ensure the business continuity management are works being by tested to prove its validity. Because testing aims to find errors and omission in business continuity management procedures. And most of the business continuity professionals tends to refer to the testing process as training to emphasize the failure. Okay, so for instance, activities that could be created during the testing and exercise stage would include the preparation of exercise program and objective, details of exercise scenarios, and also monitoring recording procedures. And lastly is maintenance and updating. On this stage, it keeps business continuity management in a constant ready state and ensure the maintenance process of business continuity management. Lastly, is maintenance and updating, which is in this stage, it keep BCM in constant ready state and ensure the maintenance process of BCM are constant and dynamic. So by having established the requirement for testing and the level of probability that a large number of time may fail after this test training, this is important that lesson learned and document shortcoming are included in the plan. So the key issue that need to be addressed during this phase include the business continuity management review criteria and objective, review schedules and programs, and distribution and security plans. And that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, hi. I will explain about maturity model by Lenses and marketing. There are 6 levels in this model, and okay, first level is self-governance. In this level, BMC has not yet been recognized as strategically important by senior management. It means that individual business unit and department are on their own to organize, implement, and self-government their own business continuity or disaster recovery effort, because there is no real planning involved in this level. And for the second level is supported self-governance. The business will reach in this level if at least one department or business unit has initiated effort to establish management awareness of the importance of business continuity. A few function or service have developed and maintained business continuity plans within one or more business continuity disciplines, such as incident management, technology recovery, security management, and business recovery. And for the third level is centrally governance. It is participating business unit and department have institute a basic governance program mandating at least limited compliance to standard BCM policy, practice, and process to which they have commonly agree. And the next level is enterprising awakening. In this level, senior management gets it and committed to the strategy importance of an effective BCM program throughout the organizational enterprise. Besides that, a BCM program office or department has been created to govern the program and support all enterprise participants, ensuring that all critical business functions have been identified and continuity plan for their protection have been developed across the enterprise, and department conduct unit tests of critical business continuity plan element. And the next level is level 5, which is planet growth. At the level 5, all business unit and department have complete tests on all elements of their business continuity plan, including their internal and external dependencies, which is senior manager has participate in crisis management exercise, and communication and training program exists to sustain the high level of business continuity awareness. And for the last level in this model is synergistic. In this level, the organization have reached BCM self-actualization. As official business continuity, all business unit has a high degree of BCM competency. Besides that, complex business protection strategy are formulated and tested successfully. The change control method and continuous process improve important to ensure the organization at an appropriate
high level of readiness, even though the business environment continues to change radically and rapidly. So for the conclusion, levels 1 to 3 in this model represent organizations that have not yet complete the necessary program basic needed to launch a sustainable enterprise business continuity management program, while for the level 4 until 6 represent the voluntary path of the maturing enterprise BCM program. I think that's all from me. I will pass to next presenter to continue. Thank you.
Okay, hello. Okay, now we are going to proceed about the differences between enterprises, risk management, and business continuity model. Okay, firstly, we are in the scope of key method of both of this process. So the key method of the enterprise risk management, it is a risk analysis and assessment that involves widely identification of the whole organization. While the business continuity model, the key method is the business impact analysis regarding the impact that happens towards the organization. So next, we are getting into the scope of the key parameters of this process. So firstly, the impact of the ERM, enterprise risk management, the impact is evaluating the risk related to their impact or probabilityhood or likelihood. So it impacts the whole, and the situation is in the organization, while the business continuity model, it is impacted on the impact and time. So it is concerned significantly towards the parameters. Okay, next, we're talking about the type of incidents that requires enterprise risk management. So the incidents that requires ERM is regarding all types of events that might breach towards the organization, while the business continuity model, so the incidents requires the business continuity model is the events that causes significant business disruption towards the organization. So for example, if there is a cyber attack. Okay, next, we move on towards the size of events. Okay, firstly, the enterprise risk management ERM, it covers all sizes and costs of events. So it requires a larger amount and value, like said just now, it requires a larger scope rather than the business continuity model, where it is for the strategy planning, which is for the survival threatening incidents only. Like for example, as I said just now, like a cyber security attacks. So it's the strategy planning to overcome that problem. Okay, next, the scope is for the enterprise risk management, it focuses primarily on the risk to core business objectives, while the business continuity model, it covers mostly outside of the core competency of the business. So it shows that the business continuity model, it exhibits the things that are under the strength and the core business objective, it rather than it compares the outside matters. And lastly, we're talking about the intensity of the enterprise risk management. So the enterprise risk management is from the gradual to sudden. So it covers all types of intensity of the management, while the business continuity model, it covers the sudden or rapid events only, because the response may be appropriate if a slow moving incident becomes severe. It happens a lot of time. It will has more intensity, and it will cover all type of risk. It will cover into the enterprise risk management. Yeah, I guess that's all for the differences between enterprise risk management and business continuity model. And it is adapted from source Brennan and McConnell. Next.
So that's all from our group. Thank you very much.